Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Fiorletta, Content Strategist for Retail Touchpoints, and I have joining me today Roger Falkenstein with HighJump. Roger, thanks so much for taking the time.
You're welcome, Alicia.
So, as you know, over the past few years, there's been a lot of talk around Omnichannel, creating a seamless customer experience across all channels. I feel like a lot of the buzz has been around marketing, customer engagement, but I feel like the fulfillment and delivery experience also plays a really important role. So to start off a conversation, why don't you share a little bit about the role that fulfillment and supply chain plays in the omnichannel experience?
Well, I think you're absolutely correct. What we're hearing from retailers now, they've done a very good job of marketing the concept, and now they're faced with the consequences of how do I actually execute on this? How do I actually make certain that my customer gets these goods exactly what they've asked for in a timely manner, but especially how do I do that efficiently and cost effectively? So that's the kind of challenges we're seeing, and really it's coming down to the fulfillment processes that they're challenged with.
Oh, that's great. And I feel like when people think omni-channel fulfillment, they usually think buy online, pick up in store, but there are a lot of other options that retailers need to weigh, right? I mean, can you expand on that and the options that are available?
Precisely. So when you start thinking of buying online and then maybe picking up in store, there's different models that can make that happen, because sometimes what people do is they'll fulfill that order maybe in a separate distribution center, transfer it to the store, and then deliver it to the customer when they pick it up. But there are alternatives. What more and more people are starting to look at is the opportunity to maybe fulfill that order in the store and just use the normal store replenishment process, so it actually can help reduce costs there. And then if you're actually going to do that fulfillment in the store, you have to find a way to do it efficiently and accurately and timely. And people are finding challenges with that just because stores are not set up like a warehouse. They're not usually as efficient, so you have to find anything you can do to reduce that cost and make it real easy for the store associates to get that process done effectively.
Yeah. And Roger, I'm glad you brought up the challenges, right? Because everyone wants to tackle the latest and greatest trend, everyone wants to improve the customer experience, but beyond the store associate piece, I mean, what other challenges do retailers face? Not only making the process efficient, on the back end, but also being cost effective, right? I mean, you want to be profitable, but you also don't want to drive up all of these costs trying to get the product to the customer as fast as possible.
Yep. Some of the big e-commerce type of companies, pure plays, are out there moving distribution centers closer and closer to the customers, and the brick and mortar retailers have an advantage because their stores are close to where their customers are.
Right.
So that helps. So they're in a position to maybe have their product closer to the customer, but now getting that last mile, getting that pick done, and then delivering it to the customer, either with some local delivery service or shipping it or having the customer pick it up. Those are great possibilities, but getting all that to work with store systems, a lot of times they're not set up to do that. So you have to use techniques like having a store associate, for example, pick many orders at a time, so they limit the amount of travel through the store to get their order completed, and then using some kind of techniques like you would in a warehouse, but make it easy for people to use in a store to make sure the customers get what they want without a lot of extra effort, and then have the experience for the customer extremely good. So there's a lot of communications back and forth between the store systems and the e-commerce systems that interact with the consumer.
Right. So there almost needs to be a seamless flow of communication and information from the back end all the way to the store.
Precisely.
And that way, I mean, when you think about the store, time is money, right? I mean, you don't want to take your associate away from precious customer time, right? So you want to make that process as hassle-free and as organized as possible.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and seamless is really key. Many times what we're seeing in store systems, there's a lot of separate pieces and they aren't well connected. So getting all this information to transition from all the activity that's going on from the website to the store systems, the point of sale, and the handoff to the customer. They're not elegantly connected, so it's a real challenge for retailers to make this work. So it's important to make that seamless in the systems and also seamless to the customer.
Right. No, that's great. So we know the trends, we know the challenges. So to close off our conversation, I mean, what are your final tips and best practices? I'm sure you've worked with a variety of different retailers that have different needs, different pain points. So what would you say are some best practices that retailers should take away?
People need to start thinking about the retail store more like you do even a warehouse. You have to think about the kind of practices you have in a warehouse. First of all, you need a real-time image or a understanding of what your inventory positions are, so you can control it, you can manage it, and you can make promises to customers that you can keep.
Right.
And then if you're going to drive efficiencies, you need to be able to have a system that can plan and execute based on real, accurate information, so that the process is efficient, but it's also accurate and, again, seamless, and good information goes to management, store associates, and customers.
That's great, because at the end of the day, this is a promise to the customer, so retailers really need to do all that they can to fulfill that promise, because it does impact not only sales, but also consumers' overall loyalty to the brand.
Precisely.
All right, Roger. Well, thank you again so much for taking the time out to chat with me today. It was great getting to chat with you about these trends, the pain points, and of course how retailers can tackle them head on. So thank you again so much for taking the time.
You're welcome.
And thanks everyone out there for watching.